Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video, I'll be answering some of the frequently asked questions that I'm getting regarding this Xiaomi Mi 5. And it's been 6 days since I've been using this device as my primary driver. So I'll be answering your questions. And actually, I posted about this on Twitter and just today, and I got actually quite a few questions. So we'll take up those questions. And some of you have also asked me to actually compare the Xiaomi Mi 5 with some other devices like the Lenovo Vibe X3, the Nexus 5X, and even the Samsung Galaxy S7. So in fact, I've taken some photographs with all these phones and compared it with the Mi 5. I'll show you all those photographs later on, but let's first jump into the question. I got this first question from Rakesh, and he is asking, how is the loudspeaker of the Mi 5? The Mi 5 actually has just one speaker here at the bottom. There are actually two vents, but only the at the right is having the speaker. And I would say the speaker is sort of okay, but nothing that loud, I would say. When I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, I noticed that I was keeping the volume always at max. So again, that's okay if you are in a room or stuff like that, it works. But outdoors, if you are outdoors and you want to watch multimedia content, then I feel the speaker output is a little bit low. But again, in terms of ringtones, volumes and stuff like that, it was okay. But yeah, frankly speaking, I would say the speaker output should have been a little bit louder. Next, Dilip was asking, how is the voice call clarity? I have been using this Mi 5 with my primary SIM, that is Airtel 4G here in Hyderabad. And in fact, I did travel to Delhi also, and there also it worked. In terms of cellular call quality, I would say the cellular call quality on this device was very good. I did not have any issues. Just about a day ago, I had an interview. I was in the car, and the interview lasted for about 15 minutes. So we were moving across the city also. Then also I did not face any issues of call drops. So in terms of cellular call quality, the cellular call quality was very good. Next, this is by Rohinism. He's asking, how is the visibility in sunlight? Do you think the fingerprint scanner is faster than the fingerprint scanner on the Galaxy S7? First, let's talk about the fingerprint scanner. Yes, the Mi 5 has a fingerprint scanner that is actually embedded within the home button. And I have to say the fingerprint scanner is actually really fast. For example, let me show you. It's in standby. If you just press it and hold it, it unlocks, and it works very well. I would say it's very responsive. It's almost as responsive as the iPhone 6s fingerprint scanner. You just tap and it unlocks. And I have to say, yes, it is slightly faster than the fingerprint scanner that we have on the Galaxy S7. This is the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. And as you can see, there is sometimes a half a second delay with the Galaxy S7 Edge. And sometimes I noticed the S7 Edge does not recognize it always. So in terms of fingerprint scanner, yes, the fingerprint scanner on the Mi 5 was performing much better than what I saw with the Galaxy S7. And regarding the sunlight legibility, I did compare it with some other devices. For example, as you can see, these pictures, I compared that with the Galaxy S7 Edge. And again, I would say both of them are easily visible in direct sunlight. Even I compared it with the Vibe X. Again, both of these devices were easily visible in direct sunlight. And I also compared it with the Nexus 5X. And yes, though the Nexus 5X is barely visible in direct sunlight, I definitely have to say the Mi 5 did a lot better. So in terms of direct sunlight visibility and outdoor lighting, I would say the Mi 5 performs very well. And in fact, the other devices also like the S7 Edge and the Vibe X3 also perform very well. In fact, I would say here the Nexus 5X was the poorest in direct harsh sunlight settings. Next, if we move to the next question, that was from GITBAC, and he's asking, did Xiaomi deliver? What did you expect from the Mi 5? GIT, if you are thinking about the general performance of the Mi 5, the general performance with the Mi 5 is actually really good. It's having that Snapdragon 820 chipset, and I was worried about the heating issues and stuff like that, but I'm happy to say that there are no heating issues with normal usage, and also the general performance of the device was very good. I also like the fact that the device is very compact and fits easily in your hand. So yes, Overall, I'm happy with it, but I don't like one thing is that overall the build quality is excellent. It's a premium device. It feels like premium device, but I feel at least on the unit what I'm having, the power button and the volume button is a little bit wobbly. That's the only thing that I'm not liking. Apart from that, it has been performing very well. Next, Arpit is asking screen compared to the Lenovo Vibe X3. I would say both these devices have very good screen quality, and again, both of them work good. It's not like one is significantly better than the other. So it will come down to the screen sizes, I would say. So decide on that. The Xiaomi Mi 5 has a 5.15 inch screen, whereas the Vibe X3 has a 5.5 inch screen. Also in direct sunlight, both of them were easily visible. Next, Mithun asked, how is the Snapdragon 820 doing in all aspects compared to the Snapdragon 810? I would say I had the Nexus 6P, which had the Snapdragon 810 chipset, and the Nexus 6P also performed very well. But one place where I noticed that the Snapdragon 820 might be better is in very heavy gaming. In fact, just about 2 odd days ago, I did a gaming review with this Xiaomi Mi 5, and if you saw that review, even with extended gaming and all the heavy games, I did not notice any hint of any lag, and I have to say it was the most fluid gaming experience that I had. Another thing is that I noticed that the Snapdragon 820 chipset does not heat up as much as the Snapdragon 810 chipset. This is an interesting one. This is by Sandeep. He's asking, have seen a few reviews of Mi 5 and the memory management is not good on this device. Can you please elaborate? The Mi 5 that is being sold in India is the 32GB variant, which comes with just 3GB of RAM. And as this Mi 5 runs this custom UI known as Mi UI, it's a pretty heavy UI, I would say. When I got this Mi 5 fresh and I did not load all my apps, when I used to kill all the apps, I used to get about 1.6GB of RAM free. But now I've been using this now for 6 days as my primary phone. So I've installed all my favorite apps and other memory resident apps that I use like Glovebox, Truecaller and stuff. And now if I kill all the apps, I can get about 1.5 to sometimes about 1.4GB of RAM free. And I would say the memory management is not bad, but it could have been better. I would say if we compare it with the Samsung Galaxy S6 that was launched last year, on that device the RAM management was particularly really bad. For example, if you did a lot of multitasking, even with the fourth app, if you jump, it used to load out the apps. It's not that common on the Mi 5, but I've noticed that it does happen sometimes. So yes, memory management could have been improved, but it's not that bad that I get really annoyed. Ayush is asking, do you think the 32GB is enough to enjoy such a powerful device? Yes, the sad thing is that currently the only variant that Xiaomi is selling in India is the 32GB variant, and out of that you get just about 24GB. And the sad thing is that though this Xiaomi Mi 5 has a dual SIM slot, but you cannot put a micro SD card. So the storage is what you get. So you get just about 24GB of storage. So it's for you to decide if that storage is enough for you. I would say if you're sort of a normal user, that storage should be enough. But if you're a very heavy gamer and a big power user, then that limited storage can be an issue because it does not have a micro SD card. Next thing is Sharon is asking, does the Google Now launcher work on the Mi 5? Yes, the Google Now launcher works perfectly on the Mi 5. I tested it and it works. Next, if we talk about the camera, in fact, I got a lot of questions regarding the camera performance. So let's talk about the camera. And to give you an idea, again, we will compare the pictures that I took with the other devices also side by side so that you can judge which one does better. Now, as you can see from the sample shots, this was taken in a little bit shadowed area. And here I feel all the devices perform very well. And again, this is the next shot. This is in harsh lighting conditions. And here again, all the devices did very well. But I feel the Nexus 5X what do you say, exposure could have been a little bit better. But now when we move to this shot, and this is in extremely low lighting conditions, here I would say the Nexus 5X actually did a lot better than the other handsets. I would say the Galaxy S7 comes at second slot, and the Vibe X3 would come at the fourth position in this very low lighting conditions. Now this is again an interesting photograph. Here I was trying to focus and get that depth of field, and again here I feel the Mi 5 did a very good job, and also the S7 Edge nailed it perfectly. But where again here I would say the Vibe X3 and even the Nexus 5X failed to get that tight focus. So overall, I would say the camera performance is actually good. It also has optical image stabilization. But again, if you expect miracles in very low lighting situations, then you would be disappointed. But considering the price point and the overall performance of the camera, I would say the camera is good. But again, certainly some people wanted it to compare with the Galaxy S7's camera. Yes, the Galaxy S7 camera is better. This is by Aviral here, and she's asking about heating and battery life. Regarding heating, I did not experience any overheating issues with my normal usage. I've been using this now for the past 6 days. So heating is not an issue with the regular usage. I did do some extensive gaming, and only in one game, that was Asphalt 8. Yes, the temperatures reached about 43 degrees centigrade. But even for other heavy games like Nova, etc., it was hovering around 41 degrees. So with gaming, yes, it does get a little bit warm, but not extremely hot in my opinion. Now moving to battery life, it has a sealed battery, and I have to say the battery life that I'm getting on this device is actually very good. It could easily last you for a full working day. For example, let's say you pull out your phone from the charger at 7:30 in the morning, and even at night by about 10:30, 11, it should have about 25% battery life. That was my scenario. And in terms, for example, you can see some screenshots here. In fact, it was off the charger for more than a day, and then also I got a screen on time of over about 4 to 4.5 hours. And I would say for a typical day scenario, if you push it, you can get a screen on time of about 5 odd hours. Some of you have also asked me about the battery life compared with the Lenovo Vibe X3. Here I would say the Lenovo Vibe X3 performs slightly better in battery life. I would say with the Lenovo Vibe X3, I could get a screen on time of about 5.5 hours, whereas on the Xiaomi Mi 5, I was getting slightly less than 5 hours. Now moving to the next question, this is by Naman. He's asking, do the button feel tactile, especially the home button? Yes, the home button is actually very good. It has that clicky feel, but one thing that I really like is that yes, you can use it like a normal button by pressing it, but it also acts like a capacitive button. So you don't have to actually press it when the phone is switched on. You can just tap it and then also it registers. And in fact, I've been using this device and I really miss that feature on the Galaxy S7 Edge. So the button is pretty tactile. And Pankaj asked, compare the Vibe X3, is the 5K difference really worth it? I would say the Mi 5 is technically a more powerful phone. I would say it's having the Snapdragon 820 chipset, whereas the Vibe X3 has the Snapdragon 808. It's so there is a huge difference. This is the latest processor and the most I would say the top of the line processor by Qualcomm. So you are getting the latest processor. You are paying a premium. One place where I feel the Vibe X3 goes way ahead compared to the Mi 5 is in terms of the audio output. The audio output on the Vibe X3 is mind-blowing if we compare it with the Mi 5. Even the output via the headphone jack is way better on the Vibe X3. And also the Vibe X3 has this front-firing dual speakers, and that gives you a very immersive experience. Whereas if we compare the speakers with the Mi 5 speakers will sound tinny in front of the Vibe X3. So I would say if you are a person who listens to a lot of music, and especially if you have high quality headphones and stuff, then the Vibe X3 would be a better choice. In fact, I played a lot of music even with this Mi 5's headphone jack, and the music output is actually really good with the headphone jack. But in terms of loudness, I would say it could have been better. I noticed that with my earphones, I was keeping the volume many times at about 85% on the Mi 5, whereas on this Lenovo Vibe X, even at 50% volume, it was pretty loud. And lastly, I'm also getting this sort of a similar question that is regarding the availability of the Xiaomi Mi 5 Pro or the 64GB variant. The sad thing is that I was in Delhi for this Mi 5 launch event, and I did ask Xiaomi officials about it. What about the 64GB variant or the Mi 5 Pro? And they said that as of now we are just launching the 32GB variant, so we might get the 64GB variant in the near future. But regarding the Mi 5 Pro, I don't think so that is going to be launched, because the Xiaomi officials said that the Mi 5 Pro is a premium device and that's a limited edition device, and even in China they'll be releasing that variant in limited quantities. So looks like as of now the Mi 5 Pro won't be launching in India. But the official statement that I got from Xiaomi officials is that as of now they are only releasing the Mi 5 32GB variant, and they did say that they will be launching both the white color and this black color variant in India. So guys, these were some of the frequently asked questions regarding the Xiaomi Mi 5. I hope this video was helpful. I've also actually launched my new website, so you can also check out that. For example, you can just go to this new website called Geekyranjit.com, and that way you can watch all my latest videos. I also have subcategories, for example, like this tips and trick videos. So you don't have to search my channel and stuff. You can just go to this Geekyranjit.com and get all the latest videos. And again guys, thanks for watching this video. If you have any other specific questions regarding the Xiaomi Mi 5 that I haven't answered, do post those questions in the YouTube comments and I'll try to include them in my review. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.